Ouch! You just burned yourself and your hand really hurts. But what is a burn, you might be wondering? Well, a burn is damage to the skin or deeper tissues caused by the sun, hot liquids, fire, electricity, or chemicals. If you're wondering what damage can look like, it can look like blistering, scarring, shock, or you might just die instead. If you don't know what that feels like, you can always just touch your stove when it's hot. What do you mean I can't tell them to do that? Probably won't do it. If you don't know what that feels like, it feels a little something like this. So usually when you burn yourself, emergency responders will use this little thing called the rule of nines to estimate how much of your body got burnt. This helps them know how serious your injuries are and also how much they need to charge you when you go to the hospital. But anyways, there's also other ways to measure burn injuries, which goes up to 3 degrees, which is funny because usually when you burn yourself, it's more than 3 degrees that burns you. And if it's not clear already, the severity of the burn is based on what category it's put in, 1 being the lowest and 3 being the highest. A first-degree burn can be described as a light burn, usually only affecting the epidermis or the outer layer of skin for those of you not in anatomy, usually only turning red and dry, and of course it's going to hurt. Don't worry if you happen to pick one of these up, you should be okay. Of course, if you look it up, it'll tell you to apply petroleum jelly to the burn, which will work, but that's kind of overboard. If it's really a minor burn, setting the burnt area in some ice for a little while until the pain stops, then you should be fine. Second-degree burns, or partial thickness burns, affect the epidermis and the dermis, the lower layer of the skin. They cause pain, redness, swelling, and blistering, and as the name implies, it's more severe than a first-degree burn. So usually it's going to hurt for a little while longer and may mark the burnt area for a few days. Unless the burn is really large or in an area with really thin skin, you treat it just as a first degree burn. If you notice blistering, then you should definitely go to the doctor because it could become infected. If you're wondering what a second degree burn feels like, it feels a lot less like and a lot more like. Oopsie daisy, you accidentally burnt yourself really bad. Man, that looks really painful. I'm sure glad that it's not me being you right now, because that was sure would suck for me. Ouchie ouch, that feeling of pain that could only be described as screaming is your epidermis and dermis coming clean off. Talk about exfoliation. If you look closely at your burn, just kidding, I can see it clearly from here. You may notice your skin is not only covered in blisters, but is also really stiff, white, leathery, or even tanned. But not the nice kind, you look really gross. Other than hurting a lot and looking gross, there's some bigger issues than that. Like if the burn reached down to your muscles or bones or even fried your nerves, this could look like the complete loss of that limb for you. Generally, major burns are treated with skin grafts. If you don't know what that is, it's basically when doctors take some skin from somewhere else and put it over the giant hole in your leg. If you're not a fan of that, try not to burn yourself. That should probably help. Oh, and if you're curious how a third-degree burn feels, it doesn't feel like or even, but feels a lot more like. But anyways, I hope you understand what a burn is, because there's going to be a quiz over this, and it is going to be worth half your grade.